Hi, my name is Tyler Emikas, and I'm here to talk to you about Missouri deer hunting. Did you know in 2019 there are approximately 1.4 million deer in Missouri? Now that's a lot of deer to keep track of, and the best way to do that is through the use of Missouri deer hunting. When talking about Missouri deer hunting, there's three things you need to cover: the deer's habitat, the rules and regulations you need to follow, and the equipment you need to bring. Now we'll start off by talking about a deer's habitat. Now, a deer can live in urban areas or in rural areas. Now, in urban areas, they're going to stay pretty close to home and they won't travel very far because there's not many resources around. But in a rural area, they'll travel pretty far. And even according to Missouri Conservation Magazine, a buck will travel up to 600 to 800 acres and a doe will travel 300 to 400 acres. That's pretty crazy. Now, if you want to talk about what a deer is going to eat out there in those woods, well, you need to understand that it changes by season, and that according to Deer and Deer Hunter magazine, a deer's diet and behaviors can change during the different seasons. You know, they might eat corn, they might eat nuts, depending on what season it is. They might eat berries. You never know. And now, let's move on to my next topic, the rules and regulations. When it comes to rules and regulations, the main thing you need to know is you gotta have a hunter safety license. Without a hunter safety license, you are not legally allowed to deer hunt, you will not be able to buy deer tags, or none of that. Now, if you were born before 1967, you are exempt from having a hunter safety license. You are grandfathered in. You don't have to have one. Another thing you'll need to have is your hunter orange. If you are not wearing hunter orange, you will not be allowed to hunt at all. And the final thing you need to know is the equipment rules and regulations. You are not allowed to bring an assault rifle. According to Missouri Conservation, you are not allowed to bring an assault rifle. It has to be semi-auto or lower, bolt action, things like that. And depending on what year or time of the deer season it is, you may have to bring either a bow, a crossbow, or even a black powder or a pistol. Certain times of the year, you cannot always use a rifle. Now, let's move on to my final topic, which is the equipment you need to bring. Now, the equipment really depends on the environment you're going to be hunting on, and where you're hunting, and really what you want to bring. You could bring just a chair and your weapon. That's what I do. I find it to be pretty effective, and it kills deer. Now, you're probably going to want to bring some things to gut the deer and properly process it too, but that's kind of just a given along with the weapon you're going to choose. But there are other things you can bring that are pretty optional. You can choose to bring a deer stand you hook onto a tree, or either bring one that's going to be stationary in a certain area. You can also choose to bring antlers. Antlers are used to usually rattle together to make it seem like two deer are fighting, and a lot of times they'll attract other bucks. And you can also bring a deer decoy, which is basically just a fake deer made to simulate a deer, and you can make deer calls and things to try and attract other deer, and then they'll see that and they'll want to inspect and see what's going on. And to conclude what we've been talking about here, we covered a deer's environment, the rules and regulations you'll need to follow, and some of the equipment you need to bring. But honestly, the real main point I was trying to make is just to go out and have fun. Deer hunting is not just about harvesting deer, taking a life, feeding your family. It's really about enjoying nature, giving back to the environment. Learning things you didn't maybe know, and just enjoying the outdoors. So if you really just want to have a fun experience, I recommend giving deer hunting a try. And don't be afraid. Some people are afraid to take an animal's life, but it's really no different than buying meat at the grocery store. So give it a try and just have a fun time. Thank you.